I've came across an issue with my game in Godot, and that the game would kind of stutter, kind of almost at set moments. You could kind of time it out. It would always be at this set time, and I was kind of wondering why this was occurring. It didn't really bother me too much, but then it started kind of stuttering a bit worse. Like those freeze moments are a little longer, which is not great, and players won't particularly enjoy that. So when I was starting to look at the monitors, I've noticed that the objects started to rise a lot and then it would fall off quite a lot. So I was going with the assumption that maybe it could be the garbage collector that comes around and cleans up all the unused, I guess, objects in the heap. When I was looking through my code base, I couldn't really find where that would occur. And also to note that I'm using C sharp, so that's where the whole garbage collector kind of like kicks in. Whereas I know that GD script doesn't use a garbage collector. So if I go into the game, so you can kind of see that the game's not quite smooth. It's a little bit jittery, and then there will be that moment. Here we go. There we go. That was that big moment of freeze. So it's particularly not okay. There isn't normally these many actors during the game itself, but this is kind of to stress test it. So if I go to the code, looking at the code, after a bit of debugging and point of elimination, when I took out the create tween, I noticed that the object started the flat line. Like there was no more rises and drops. It just stayed the same. Like it didn't make any changes whatsoever. So we know that the culprit is create tween. And when I looked into it, it seems to be that the create tween will create a new object every time it's executed. And that's not something that we want, right? Not for my game in this case. So to resolve the issue, what I'm going to have to do is I'm going to use a tween node, and with the tween node, I will then be able to set the tweens with this node rather than creating this tween which will add it into the scene. So let's go and have a look at the solution. So for the solution to not have the create tweens is that so if I go into the chicken, what I've done is I've added these two tween nodes here. So rather than creating a tween within the code that will kind of add it into the scene, which would create a new object every time it's executed, we will just use the existing tweens within this chicken here. So these nodes won't get deleted, they will just remain and we'll do the tween on them. And that way we won't have that issue anymore. So if I go over to the code, in the code itself, I grab the translation tweens. If I look through here, and then I just get the node, and then I look that up. I'm using C sharp, by the way, so not GD script, if you're getting confused. So with here, I'm just checking, because since I'm doing get node or null, and I'm just doing a check. So because this is like a reusable asset that I use across all my actors, I just want to kind of remind myself, hey, I'm missing this tween node, and then I can understand what I'm missing, so I can add that in. Cool. So let's go down to where it's used. Cool. So we've got this translation tween. We interpolate the method, and it's kind of the same as before. Instead of the other method I was using, I've got the interpolate method here, and then we can start it. And in this way, when I run it, we won't have the issue anymore. So I'm just running the game now with the bunch of chickens. And we can see that it is running a lot smoother. So there are 640 chickens roaming around. And if I switch over to the monitor, so looking at the monitor now, it is a lot less than it was before. There is a little bit of a creep up, and that is because of the chickens pooping. So the number of objects getting added there, but there is no rise and then fall off. Where I was getting, I think, like 600,000 and dropping to 200,000. We're now below 50,000 objects in here, which is a great improvement overall. I hope this video has been helpful for you. If you want to see more content like this, please let me know. I'm happy to do some more videos on performance or tips and tricks to help you with your Godot game. If you're kind of curious about this game itself, it's called Bring the Chickens Home. It's out on Steam on early access. I'm working on trying to get this released, hopefully before the end of the year. I've been adding a lot of new features as well as new enemies, as well as maps, just everything new. I always continuously work on this. It's been a great project to work on. If you like action, roguelikes, just a chaotic, fun game, you just jump in, you save your chickens, you bring them home, as the title says, and you can use power-ups to convert your chickens to have guns. You can use power-ups to run faster. You can have exploding chickens. There's many wacky things. It's purely based on fun. Like, that's all about the game. It's just having fun. Also, it's got co-op, local co-op, so you can play with a friend, or if you want to, you can play with someone online using Steam's remote play. So one person only needs to have a copy of the game to play. But yeah, feel free to wishlist it. If you buy it, that's awesome. Thank you so much. That shows a lot of support for me. Otherwise, I hope you enjoyed the video or learned something new. Thank you.